My name is Tim Clark. I'm the CEO of Fury Gold Mines. I come from basically 25 years working in capital markets. I spent most of that time working with mining companies, and when I left the industry a few years ago, I was looking for an opportunity to be involved at the executive level. And I was looking for a really good team that had a great management program as well as a great geologist setup. And having worked in the capital markets, one of the things that a lot of investors that I've worked with, they want a good jurisdiction, and Canada, North America was right up my sort of line of sight, and I fell into a board seat with Fury Gold Mines. 6 months after I joined, they asked me to fill in a role as CEO of the company. What I loved about the company was we had multiple projects across Canada. It's a boutique small junior company, but they had multiple optionality to win in terms of mining potential. Plus, they had big projects, and you don't really find that at too many of these junior companies. And I thought the timing with the gold market was excellent. We've had a 10-year bull market. We knew inflation was coming. I had a great team, and there was an opportunity to monetize some of the assets in order to finance, which is one of the biggest things that juniors have to do. And so for me, it was an easy decision. Well, we did have a recent consolidation. We are in a joint venture with Newmont. There was a third party, Azimut, that we both decided it was a better, more sort of proactive way to be in a two-party adventure. So we cleaned that up, and now we're the operator. We own just over 50%, and we're aligned with the #1 producing gold company in the world. It's an asset that's right underneath, just south of the Eleanor mine. It's a prolific area there hasn't been a lot of exploration, but we see a tremendous amount of opportunity. This paves the way for us to advance our exploration in terms of drilling, and we plan to be drilling in 2023. Look, going past the joint venture, what we've also done is in the past year, we've sold Homestake Ridge to Dolly Varden. We own a third of Dolly Varden. It's got $42 million of equity value to us. We also have $7.4 million in cash. That gets us close to about $50 million in equities and cash. And our market value right now is $69 million. So for just under $20 million, you get not only the joint venture with Newmont, but we also have our core asset in James Bay, which is 50 kilometers south. That's where we've been doing and focusing all our drilling. And then we also have another asset. It's a 300-kilometer green belt up in Nunavut, up near the Arctic Circle. And so we have a choice now if we want to basically advance all those three projects at the same time. Right now, we're pretty committed to Quebec. We think it's a really outstanding, supportive jurisdiction. The economics work amazingly well because of the hydro project up there. It's cheap power, and it's not just power, it's hydropower. There's roads that come right up to the back of our camp. It's access, and because of the economics, a lot of the bigger companies are starting to look at us because great jurisdiction, it's cheap to get in and start up the infrastructure. There's a lot of ground that we have. We have 30 kilometers in our 100% owned project, Eau Claire, and there's no shortage of places where we think there's targets. Sure, well, Eau Claire is an existing project with 1.3 million ounces right now. We spent the summer drilling. We've got 70% of our assay results still to come in because of delays in the labs. So as we're looking to advance this, our goal is to get to 2 million ounces where you become a lot more attractive to the mid-cap companies. And then we're also looking out on the rest of our property, looking at new targets. Percival is the one that's 14 kilometers to the east. It's got 100,000 of historic drilling ounces there, and we think there's more. And the chemistry of the ground is going to be conducive to bring it into a mill back at Eau Claire proper. There's also another 35,000 hectares to the east, and we've spent the summer taking soil samples, geophysics, geochem studies, and we've got almost 3,000 soil samples just from this summer. So we're hoping to have a lot more targets going forward. We should have a good financial basis. We're unique for a junior company to have the backdrop of the cash and the Dolly Varden shares. So we're not worried about financing anytime soon. We're going to be able to take these projects forward the next couple of years. Look, I spent over 20 years on a sales desk and a trading desk. I did nothing but look at companies all that time. The longer that I was in the business, and I always amaze myself every 5 years, the more important senior management is. Leadership sets culture, culture sets execution. The first thing I would look at when I was investing in a company is to go for experienced, strong leadership. And then you back into things like financial discipline. If they don't have the financial discipline and consistency, and some companies like to swing the bat, and a lot of guys like to take that risk, but I think consistency of building a company over time is what you're looking for, and you want examples of that. The other thing I might add would be finding companies that are good at relationships and building them with other companies to align. You can't be successful by yourself anymore, and you want to be aligned with people and companies that really do a good job, and those tend to be the winners. Look, I put my family into this. I put some of my top investors. I brought in not only one of the top producing companies, a top 3 producing gold companies in the world to back me this spring, but also one of the largest U.S. institutions. I put my own money in this, and I think there's a lot of upside. We're a very cheap value, and I know that's sort of a redundant comment in this market right now, but for the assets we have and the optionality for us to win in 3 or 4 different ways, and working with a Newmont, I think that companies should take a serious look at us. It's a good bet. The risk reward is there for investors right now, and that's what I'm working towards, and I think it's an exciting time.